I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you're missing this. If you have a bunch of Russian leaders over time saying, "Here's what we need,"
Uh-huh.
and we especially need this when the war's breaking out,
Yeah.
and then you get this entire group jumping in there and doing exactly what they say they need,
What entire group is doing what?
just a coincidence?
What entire group is doing what?
Um, Attacking the West. The West is
What
evil. The
group is
West
doing
is
that?
bad. Russia's the bastion of
Who is
morality. Got to
doing that?
veer people towards the Russian Orthodox. Jay's not doing that.
No.
Do we need to read this again?
You can, yeah, it doesn't, even what you read doesn't say he's doing that.
Jay Dyer, regular host of Alex Jones' InfoWars, increasingly becoming a
Uh-huh.
notable figure in the right-wing, far-right online sphere, while also being perhaps the most popular, influential Orthodox online personality,
Uh-huh.
caters to this online culture and his aesthetics, conduct, media, his presentation of orthodoxy also takes advantage of the U.S. culture wars. Culture wars plays upon the
Uh-huh.
recent fascination of the right wing and far right with Russia as the bastion of moral values and Christian power.
Okay.
Russia. You
It
don't
should
say.
be it should be
noted.
noted. Hang on. It should be noted that Dyer and most of the clergy associated publicly with patristic faith are members of ROCOR. Members of ROCOR, David.
Russian Orthodox Church outside Russia.
Our Russian Orthodox Church, which exists outside of Russia, with a patriarch outside of Russia, not under the authority of the Russian patriarch, David. On top of that, it's really interesting. What is the actual positions that you're critiquing here? What are they? What are the anti-American positions of myself or Jay Dyer? What? What are they, bro?
If Russia were to say, I need 10 ninjas to go and attack DC, and 10 ninjas suddenly go and attack DC, you would seriously be saying, well, what's the connection? The ninjas didn't, you wouldn't see the connection? Here's what we need, and then it happens, and then you say, well, I don't see any connection there.
I don't even understand how you got to that from the question I just asked you. So I'm going to try again. In what world or universe? What world or universe, David? Can you give me a critique of the anti-American positions of myself or Jay Dyer? What are they? What are the anti-American positions of myself or Jay Dyer, Dave?
Wait, Jay doesn't have a problem with America?
Bro, that's asking a question, not answering one. What are the anti-American positions of Jay Dyer? What are they?
Hang on. Give me a few seconds. I'm not listening to a person. I'm listening to an alarm. Okay. It stopped. All right. Sorry. I have a son who has monitors hooked up to him. It beeps.
Okay, I understand.
If it stops, then that means someone else took care of it. Anyway, you and Jay Dyer, you're asking, so you guys aren't anti-American and pro-Russian?
What are the anti-American positions of Jay Dyer or Andrew Wilson? What?
If you're telling me Jay Dyer's pro-America,
why are you not answering this question? What are the anti-American positions of Jay Dyer or Andrew Wilson, David? What?
You're saying there are none.
This is why. All right, I don't understand. This is a question that I would like you to answer. If Russia manipulating Ortho-Bro, Andrew Wilson, Orthodox, Jay Dyer, Orthodox, lots of people in my chat, Orthodox, many people in your chat, also Orthodox. I would expect that there would be some serious anti-American sentiment coming from these people, especially their leadership like Jay Dyer. So what is it?
So you don't have a problem with America. I'm asking you. I don't watch you guys.
Then why would you make the claim, David?
Because it's not based on that. It's based on what Russia is looking for and you guys doing it.
Russia would have people here as a destabilizing force. That would require.
That's what it's based on. That's what it's based on.
That would require.
You guys aren't a destabilizing force.
That would require for us to have anti-American positions and want to move the country towards anti-American positions, which are.
You guys aren't destabilizing influence. I'm saying that's what it's based on. Let me say it differently. 1990s. I'm not sure I ever heard.
Hang on. Bro, I'd like
yes,
actually.
I am.
Listen closely to what I'm asking you. If there's a destabilizing force here of orthodoxy and Orthodox leadership, which want to destabilize and destroy America, they would be moving us towards anti-American positions, just like the communists did throughout the 60s and the 50s. What are those anti-American positions that we hold, David?
Oh yeah, constantly blasting Protestants and Orthodox. Catholics.
Are you like religious debates? That's the anti-American
No, no,
position?
no, 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 no. You've always had religious debates, your guys' religious debates. For 20 some years as a Christian, no one in the Orthodox Church ever said, "Hey, I need to accept the one true church," and so on. Now I hear it 50 times a day.
So
Something
what?
happened and it was all over the past 4
How in the
years,
world would
right since
that
the
be
Russian war started.
anti-American? How is that anti-American? You have the Establishment Clause. It allows us to have those debates.
Yeah, you can
Literally
have those
inside of the
debates. Mhm,
Constitution, the idea was that each
mhm.
state initially could
Yeah,
have their own religion. The Catholics
mhm,
had their own state religion, dude. They had their
yeah.
own state with their own Catholic religion in it. How is this anti-American at all?
Do you think that's what's going on?
What?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Protestantism, bad, no foundation. Uh, n- One true church. Everyone's got to follow the one true church, or you're wrong. You can't be going and doing anything else. You have to just be debating the one true church.
Hang
Everyone
on.
has to be in shambles about their church.
Are Mormons
You
are
can't
Mormons
understand.
anti-American or Jehovah's Witnesses? Are they anti-American?
That's not what we're talking about,
Yeah,
man.
answer the question. Are Mormons anti-American?
Not what we're talking
Why
about,
what
dude.
makes them not anti-American? I don't get it.
If they were part if they were part of what Russia was calling for and then were sent to cause as much division as possible in the United States, then yes.
The thing you haven't demonstrated that any of these people have any affiliation with Russia whatsoever, and you can't name a single anti-American position they even hold because
Wait,
you know what's really
wait,
funny here?
Jay on RT. If I
Yeah, Jay on RT, great. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Andrew on CNN must be a progressive then. Must be a progressive if
RT,
I went on CNN.
Russian state television, RT, the same one that was funding the Western influencers.
Would you go debate on Al Jazeera against
What was Jay arguing
would you go
on?
debate on Al Jazeera against a
Oh, sure. Is that
Oh,
what
okay,
wait,
great. Oh, great. Well,
is that
you
what Jay
got
was
him.
doing there? Was that what Jay was doing on there? He was debating someone?
Was probably giving his political positions. Which ones of those
Let's see what those were.
political positions or which ones of those positions are anti-American that he gave on RT? Can you give me one?
Let's see. The shows were Evangelicals and Zionism,
Yeah.
the anti trick. So that was the second show. So the first
Yeah.
show was Evangelicals and Zionism.
Yeah.
Huh. That sounds
What?
exactly like your buddy Dugan there. We got Orthodox on one side,
What?
evangelicals on the other. Then we got
Do you
the
think
anti-Semitism
wait,
trick,
hang on. What?
and then
This
orthodoxy
is
and the state.
this is an association fallacy again. This is crazy. So, do you agree with me that there's lots and lots and lots of atheists right now who aren't very happy with
Yeah, sure.
what makes that anti or un-American? What?
Well, if they're being stirred up and incited and led by the Russians who are trying, I mean, my goodness, we've got it right in the writings from the plans in the 1990s saying destabilize, deceive, divide, anything that could split people, keep pushing that.
And if you so let me ask you a question. I'm very divisionary with the positions that I have when it comes to beating the progressive leftists verbally, and I've been doing it for
Mhm.
years. I'm very, very divisionary.
That's very American.
What about that is un-American?
That's totally American, unless you're
Okay.
doing it for Russia.
Great. Now you can show me that Jay Dyer's doing it for Russia.
Oh, well, I mean, you are the one who
Uh-huh.
said
Yeah.
it's completely reasonable to conclude if someone doesn't argue for his church as the true church, to conclude that he's trying to spread the net as wide as possible for donations. You're the one who said it would be reasonable to conclude that he's a grifter, even
No,
though it's
that's
not what
not
you were saying.
first of all, that's not
Even though it's not what you were saying,
first of all, that's
you
not what I
said it is
said.
reasonable to
Yeah.
conclude
First of
that
all,
the
that's not what
person
I
is a
said,
grifter.
and that's just meta. So, do you have any
You didn't say
evidence
that?
at all that no, those weren't my words. Do you're paraphrasing, you got it wrong. But also, let's
What
just
was your position
hang on.
on?
Let's
No, I
just
just want to because
hang on, hang on.
I think
David,
I
let's
recall you
just
saying
grant
that.
it. Let's just grant it even. Let's just
Okay.
grant it. Great. Okay, yeah. Andrew Wilson, what That guy is. Anyway, your evidence that Jay Dyer works directly with Russia or even if is affiliated in any way with anybody from Russia? Anything, David? Do you have a damn thing, David? One thing?
Yeah,
Okay, what is it?
he's do the math again. Here's the plan for destabilizing America. Jay goes and does exactly that. And he's Russian Orthodox Church outside of
He
Russia.
destabilizes
And he
America.
pushes everything towards the Russian Orthodox Church and away from the Orthodox Church in America.
So to get
Anyway,
this, so hang on. I just want to make sure that I got your actual position correct. Your position here is that Jay Dyer must, in fact, work or be affiliated with Russia in some way because documents which you uncovered through Google showed you that Russians going all the way back to, well, probably, I mean, since the turn of the century, really, if we're being honest, have plans to destabilize America. And Jay Dyer's rhetoric is a destabilizing force in America. Is that really what your position is, David?
no, my actual position is
Yeah.
if it's reasonable for someone to say this guy isn't demanding that people go to his church as the true church, therefore he's a grifter. If you can make that conclusion, when there can be all sorts of other explanations, if that is a completely reasonable conclusion to draw, then I think there's way better evidence that Jay is with Russia.
Did you think it was a reasonable conclusion to draw?
Oh no, of course not.
Okay, great. So let's use that logic then and now draw the actual conclusion that you want here without
Okay.
using that inference that you already think is bad. But let's start with that. What evidence you have Jay Dyer's in any way affiliated with anybody from Russia or with anything Russian? What? What is it?
Just that he's doing exactly what Russia said they wanted. And it
so
all
is
happens
China.
right when there's all that happens. All of a sudden, it happens right when Russia
Hmm.
has a war. And then it's hey, Orthodox
No.
of the world.
No.
Hey, Orthodox. No, hang on. Orthodox of the world unite because people are taking different sides on the war in Ukraine. So the Orthodox Church is being divided, and all of a sudden, hey, let's all of us Orthodox unite against the Protestants and the Catholics and destabilize everything.
Okay, so how would the same thing not be true of like who basically the second there's
Could
a
be.
war, there's a second that there's a war, right? They start creating divisionary lines when it comes to religion between them and which seems totally accurate and fair to me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. Here you have two Orthodox nations which are fighting with each other. Of course, the Orthodox Church and Orthodox people are going to have opinions about that. I don't understand, though, how we get to the conclusion that Jay is in any way involved with Russia, David. How do we get there? All you've said here is, well, Russia planned to destabilize the United States, and Jay Dyer is a destabilizing force. Therefore, Jay Dyer must be working with Russia. Is that right?
Well, not just destabilizing. It's the all the Orthodox unite against the enemy. That's kind of the idea.
Who's the
It's
enemy?
the Orthodox versus everyone else,
It's always
except
been the
sometimes
Orthodox
Muslims.
against everyone else. What are you talking about?
When were you guys like this, attacking in all directions? I understand you had debates in the past and stuff.
Always been like that.
Decades, I never heard it. All of a sudden, Russian war
Yeah, no, before the Russian
blows
war,
up.
Orthodoxy was growing like a weed long before the Russian war. In fact, my inquiry started before the Russian conflict did. My inquiry into Orthodoxy started before the Russian conflict. In fact, I
Wait,
remember
you saw
when
the
that
spike. You
I
saw the spike.
remember when that
You know
broke
there's a
out.
spike. You know there's a spike in like the
Yeah, but
people.
that's an associative fallacy. Are you saying that you think there's a spike in orthodoxy because of the Russian war? That's the cause of it?
No, I'm
No, yeah,
saying
because
there's a
that would be stupid. What?
a coordinated campaign to be pushing this stuff, and there are people who fall for it.
Right, that's fantastic. Can you
And I'm
show
not talking
me?
about people falling for I'm not talking about people
You
falling
know
for
what?
orthodoxy or something like that. I'm
Here we
talking
go.
about this. Hey, everyone else is weak. This is the masculine church. We'll show you how to be masculine. And the way to be masculine just happens to be do exactly what Putin wants you to do.
Which is what? How is it that the Orthodox Church teaches you to be masculine through doing what Putin wants you to do? Can you explain that to me?
Well, you go and attack all the Catholics and the Protestants and so on, and
Are they
unite
attacking
all
them
the
on their
Orthodox.
masculinity?
They're what?
Are they attacking
Where
them on their masculinity? What are you talking about?
they're not attacking them based on their masculinity?
Yeah, when? Where are they attacking
N
them on
every
masculinity?
Everyone who disagrees with them isn't, in a female body part and so on?
Bro, that's everybody online who disagrees with everybody
Ah,
is
it's just an online thing,
female.
just an online thing.
David, are you seriously going to tell me? Are you going to sit here with a straight face and tell me that literally everybody online has a disagreement with somebody else isn't going to call them a? Are you really going to tell me that?
It's not just the
Are
gay
you
re
are you going
look
to
at
sit here
look
look
at
me in the
look
eyes
at
and tell me
look
another lie, David?
Andrew, look at the articles coming out that I mean, New York Times, everyone else. It's all, this church in the West is too effeminate, so I have to go to a manly
The church
church,
in
a
the West
masculine
is
church.
too effeminate. Yes.
Okay, there you
100%.
have it. The church is effeminate.
Yes, the Western churches are very effeminate. Yes.
Mhm.
Do you want to know how I can prove that to you?
So we go. So we. The
Do you
solution is
want
to
me to
go
prove
to
that
a.
to you?
The solution is to go to a manly church like the Orthodox Church, which teaches true masculinity. And in order to be masculine,
The
we
problem
just
here
have to
is
do what
you
Putin
want
wants.
it. Let me. Okay, so that's where we have the disconnect. We were almost in some agreement there. You're right that Western Protestant churches have become very feminized. You want me to prove it to you? All you have to do is look at the male to female ratio. Far more females than males. Same thing in the Catholic Church. The Orthodox Church is reverse. You have more males than you have females. The Orthodox Church focuses on patriarchy, right? Like the Catholic Church used to do. So yeah, I do think that there's a femininity issue in the church. I don't, but I think tons of Protestants would agree with me. In fact, I was in a Twitter space the other night, and there was a ton of, including JP and others, who were agreeing with me that that's an issue inside of Protestant churches. But how do we get to that next part, David? The next part where they're doing everything
The
Putin
next part
wants.
where you need to go orthodox and so on.
Yeah,
That's the
how
solution.
would that? I
It's
don't know.
not
I don't. I
the
still don't. Hang on.
the solution isn't, hey, quit being a weakling. The solution is go to the Orthodox Church.
And is going to the Orthodox Church doing what Putin wants.
Yeah, because
So
when you
then
go to the Orthodox Church,
everybody
there aren't
who
enough. You go to the, I mean, my goodness, this is what keeps coming up with the Orthobros. You end up
uh-huh.
going online and you end up becoming part of the Orthobro movement.
So then
And they steer you
actually
towards Russia.
when? Where?
How many times do we need to read this?
Yeah, that's some guy from Discord, dude. That's not evidence of nothing. And on top of that, let's point out a couple of things here that
Wait,
actually
a guy who is a mod and an author for Patristic
Wow.
Faith, and eventually
Wow.
concludes
People who are mad at
that
each other talk. Oh my God, I'm so stunned, David.
we're not talking about that. We're talking to he gets to the point where they're not actually in this for the theology. They're in this for something else. They're
Yes,
in this
that guy
to attack other
That
positions.
guy's
Okay.
mad, and so he's
Okay.
talking shit, and people are talking shit about him. That's how that
It's
works.
it's exactly what I see though. Right?
What?
I mean,
Where do you see it? You haven't
90
tied any of this together at all. It's just loose
99%,
nonsense.
99% of what I see from the Orthobros are just insults of one variety or another.
So what?
Never
That has nothing
here's
to
what
do
our
with
theology
Russia.
is. I
So what?
learned more from a 5-minute discussion with a priest in California about orthodoxy than I've ever learned from any of the Orthobros up until recently, where I started having a couple conversations.
It has nothing to do with anything, David. Where can you tie this in? Russia is running the show for the Ortho Bros, because you keep saying the Ortho Bros doing everything Russia wants, but then when I say what's that, it's, well, they're moving people to the Orthodox Church. By that logic, David, that would mean that anybody who moves people to the Orthodox Church is doing the bidding of Russia. Is that what you're saying? That just the mere act of joining the Orthodox Church means that you're aiding Russia?
No.
Okay, well then make this logically make sense to me. If Jay Dyer moves people into the Orthodox Church, right?
Russian
moving
Orthodox.
in, right? No, not just the Russian Orthodox. He moves them into ROCOR. He moves them into the OCA. He's spoken highly of the OCA in the past and said, that's fine, right? He said it multiple times. So what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's not just moving them into some Russian church. What do you mean?
Here's what I mean. I can't talk to a now without some orthobro jumping in there and saying, "What church you bringing them to? Wrong church." It's a constant. It's become a constant distraction to paralyze everything that's going on anywhere else. Protestants,
You
Catholics,
sound like
everyone
a
else.
paranoid schizophrenic lunatic, dude.
I,
Oh my
I
God.
know. I know.
Orthodox people, well, they'll jump in and say that my theology is wrong, and that makes me madsy. It makes
No,
me upsetty spaghetti when they do that. So Russia, right? You sound like a Democrat, David. If oh, the Russians came
a
in,
Democrat,
and they manipulated our elections. You literally sound like a whining dude. Oh my God, the Ortho Bros are
a
mean.
Democrat.
They're upset. They make
Hey,
me
who
upsetty
sounds like a
spaghetti.
Democrat? Look at this. We've got the President of the United States, Barack Obama. Governor Romney, I'm glad you recognize that Al Qaeda is a threat, because a few months ago, when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia, not Al Qaeda. You said Russia. And the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back, because the Cold War has been over for 20 years. Who do you have here? You have the king of all the Democrats saying it's stupid to think Russia's the threat. There are so many other threats. That time has passed. So you're sounding just
Yeah.
like Barack
Oh,
Obama.
you're right. Except that, that was like 20 fucking years ago. Can we talk about Hillary Clinton, bro?
Okay, so you're
What
like
about
Barack
Hillary Clinton? So
Obama
you're like
from
Hillary
20
Clinton.
years ago.
You're like Hillary Clinton 10 years
You're
ago.
like Barack.
You're like Hillary
You're
Clinton.
Obama.
You're like Clinton.
You're like Obama.
Yeah, David
You're like
Clinton.
Obama.
David Clinton.
You're like Obama.
Okay, got it.
Andrew
You sound
Obama.
like a Democrat, bro. You're literally blaming all of orthodoxy, Ortho Bros online, saying
No,
they're
I'm not.
part
Ortho
of.
Bros, yes.
You're saying they're part of a Russian conspiracy that you can't demonstrate. You
Yeah, that
can't
they
show.
don't. That,
You
most of
can't
them
show
don't
a
know
single
about it. They're just
tie.
following. They're
You
just
can't show
following
a
their leaders.
single tie to any of the quote Orthodox online leadership to Russia at all. And all you've done is say, it distracts me from my work when they come and it makes me upset and distracts me from my work, and that's destabilizing to the nation. I want to tell you a couple things. First of all, nobody in the nation knows who the you are. So if Ortho Bros are messing with you, okay, or whatever,
But
that's
you
not
said no one in the nation.
destabilizing the nation. That's not destabilizing the nation, bro.
Oh, I'm not really talking about that. I'm just saying you guys are doing that to everybody.
Who's everybody? They make fun of you sometimes on the internet, bro. That's
I
it.
don't care if people make fun of me. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
who?
we can no longer do evangelism or anything else without Ortho Bros jumping in there. No one else is
Oh
jumping in there.
no,
Even
that's
people,
terrible.
who don't think who think we have the wrong church and so
So
on.
you're upsetty spaghetti because the Orthodox are hindering your Protestant evangelical mission. Oh no, David.
Among all the other things.
So
they're doing.
Russia, it's actually secretly Russia who is
Mm-hmm.
destabilizing. Russia is targeting you guys and destabilizing this
Russia's
by using
definitely
the Ortho Bros.
targeting and trying to destabilize.
I
We know
see.
that. Are you denying that?
I'm
You're denying Russia.
I'm denying 100%.
I know you're denying the connection. I know you're
Yeah.
denying the connection, but
Mhm.
you don't think Russia is trying to destabilize?
I think Russia's been trying to be a destabilizing force against the United
Correct.
States since the 50s.
How would you identify? So there are times they're caught. They put, they send money here, or they have a spy here and the spy gets caught. Do you think everyone gets caught, or there are some people who are doing it and you don't have, let's say, the paperwork for it? How would you identify someone? How would you identify? Because the way I were to do it, if I wanted to, would be I would say, okay, what are they saying they want, and who's doing exactly what they say they want?
Well, let me tell you how this actually works in real time, having studied politics for my entire life. What happens when you have foreign actors who are coming in? What they usually do is they try to attach themselves to some sort of political arm. Okay. That's usually what they do. And that's usually at the politician level, not at the streamer level. It's not to say that streamers haven't been influenced. They have. It's just that you want to spend your money, like these are highly expensive operations. You're going to spend your money where you get the most amount of influence. Okay.
Yeah,
hang on.
yes,
Stop,
but-
David. Stop, David. Hang on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying,
Okay.
like, hasn't
You're
that
gonna spend it-
changed?
You're going to spend it where you get the most amount of influence. It has and it hasn't. They're still mostly running
On what? On a politician? Like, what do you mean? Where would
they're
that money
still
go? Where
running
would you send it?
most of their espionage at the higher political levels. Yes. Now that it is true that that's probably picked up with streaming, just like it picked up with news networks, right? There's always going to be foreign actors who do this. That's 100% correct. But you have not identified any foreign actor connection with any Orthodox streamer, not one. And when you say, don't you think that we should be able to at least identify some? I can even grant that position. Okay, how about just one?
So the Russians say,
Can you give
"Here's
me
what we
one?
want,"
Can you give
and
me one? Just
one what?
one who you say and claim will be willing to claim publicly is working with Russia or working with Russian interests. Can you just give me one name, dude? One.
Oh, Jay Dyer.
Okay, so your public accusation is that Jay Dyer works with Russia in order to destabilize the United States, correct?
Bingo.
Okay, so you want to try to troll your way out of your claim? Is
No,
that
that's
it?
what my claim. That
Is
is
that your
my claim.
actual claim? Okay, great. Now, let's
Bingo.
see a single shred of evidence for that claim being true that Jay Dyer works with the Russian government to destabilize the United States. A shred of evidence, dude.
Oh, I've given plenty.
You've given zero, not
Oh my
one
goodness.
shred of evidence. You showed me a plot from the Russian government to destabilize the U.S. You haven't shown any evidence Jay Dyer's involved in that at all.
It's pretty straightforward. Again, this is Jay's
It's pretty
standard.
straightforward.
This is Jay's standard. I can look at someone and say, here's what I would expect him to be doing if he's this, but he's doing something else. So he's
What about by your
actually
standard?
this.
How about your standard?
Oh, no, just in the name of full disclosure, if it was my standard, I would not be accusing Jay of anything right now.
That's it. So you're just trying to troll your way out of your stupid ass claims because you got blown out in the debate, David. You're
No,
just literally trying to troll your way out.
No, I would say that at any point.
All right, whatever.
I would
dude.
say that at any point.
That's
It's
your.
pretty-
That's
it's
your.
pre- it's
yeah.
it's
so you
pretty-
just wanna,
it's
you
pretty
just wanna
straightforward.
troll out
Do
your
what- I
fucking
don't-
troll
I
out
don't-
because you
no,
had
I-
nothing. You had nothing.
Andrew,
So you're trying to troll your
Andrew,
way out. You suck, dude.
Andrew, hang on.
You're
One second.
terrible at this, bro.
Andrew, 1 second. Do you see me normally going around accusing people of these kinds of things? No, you've never seen it. I do it right here with one guy. Why? Just applying his standard of evidence for tossing out accusations. And then you say, why are you doing that? Oh, it's because you lost the debate. No, I've been doing this for a couple months now.
So you.
I just noticed this awesome Russia connection.
So all the streams that you did on the connection between Orthodoxy and Russia and the Ortho Bros in Russia, you was just funning.
Wait, which ones? Which ones are you referring to?
The ones that you've recently done on your channel. You was just funning.
Not sure what you're referring to.
Bro, what a waste of time. Really? This is what it was, dude? The whole thing is.
I agree. We could all be doing something more.
The whole thing is just
something better right now. But the Ortho Bros say we do this. Let's see. Cora, Sam, Shamoon, Rotherham, Grooming Gangs. If you mean the live streams where we're talking about orthodoxy and stuff, yeah. But I don't think we were talking about Ortho Bros working for Russia, unless I'm just forgetting right now.
So so to get this right, I just want to make sure that we're totally clear here. Right? You actually didn't mean any of those accusations and you were full of shit, correct?
Oh, I agree. I would say it looks awfully suspicious and some serious issues that I'll look into.
So now you're going to look into it because it is awful suspicious. So this isn't just cope because you got your ass blown out because you have no evidence for any of your claims because you're a moron.
We're
right?
here.
That's not what it is.
If you're saying I have no evidence, I've got way more evidence than Jay Dyer has when he's accusing people of things.
I think that there might be
way more evidence than Jay Dyer has.
There might be a slight distinction between saying I think that guy's a grifter and I think that guy's a agent of a foreign nation here to destabilize mine. Do you think these are compatible claims?
When you're saying, hey, what kind of evidence would justify?
By the way,
publicly
he was just saying it
loosely,
loosely, bro. Like you do. He's just saying it loosely and stuff, bro. That's all.
No, he wasn't. He was agreeing with someone who actually carefully laid out a case. The reason he does not debate these things and talk about the Orthodox Church and defend the true church is because all he cares about is the donations.
So you do think that something's going on, but something's not really going on, and you're not ready to accuse somebody, but you're kind of trying to accuse somebody, right? Doesn't sound like you're just doing stupid ass cope because you had nothing. This entire debate, you had nothing. You went through an entire dissertation. You gave me nothing.
Andrew, how many times have I pointed out? How many times have I pointed out? How many times have I pointed out since all this happened that if that's the burden of proof, now we can accuse people of all kinds of things. Well, here we are. This doesn't look good, man.
It doesn't look good for you.
Why do they use theology as a and don't seem to actually care much about the theology except to attack. Sounds like they're attacking for some other reason. What would that other reason be? Well, the only thing we see, there is this big country out there and this big government that's been saying for decades that they want this sort of thing. And then the orthobros are doing it.
So
It's not because of
to
theology.
make sure we're right, you don't actually believe that, or you do?
It could be. I wouldn't toss that out as an
You
accusation.
do believe it, or you don't believe that?
You, dude, it's not. Things aren't yes or no,
Oh,
right? It could be. It could be. I see what looks like something's going on over there,
because I was
and
pretty, I was pretty sure.
and I normally wouldn't say something about that,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
we're
hang on,
in a
David.
situation where the particular guy who
Mhm.
looks awfully suspicious
Yeah.
is the guy who says, here's the standard, here's the burden of proof if you want to accuse someone of something.
Are all propositions true or false? Are all propositions true or false, David?
I'd have to think about it.
You don't know if all propositions are true or false?
I'd have to think about it.
Okay, I'll let you think. Don't you have a
I'd
PhD
be
in
thinking about that
philosophy, bro?
Yeah, I'd still have to think about that for a while.
Okay.
Go ahead and give your answer and I'll go along with it.
I want to
Are
know.
are all true or false propositions known to be true or false by everyone?
No.
Okay.
That would have,
So,
that's literally doesn't follow from what I asked you. You fucking
No, it's not the point.
You're so dumb,
Can
bro.
someone have some reason to believe a proposition is true?
What the fuck is? Yeah, you know what? You're right, David. All propositions are true or false, but not that knowledge is not going to be available to everybody of all propositions at all times.
So we have to
you're
go on evidence that we actually have.
You're an astounding genius, David. Holy man,
Yeah,
I'm
so
learning
hang on,
so
so
much
hang
from
on,
this
hang on,
conversation.
hang on. So, um,
David, I'm bored. Do you
hang on,
have an
hang on.
accusation or do you not?
Oh, just want to
Because
explore
I'm
this a little bit.
literally just bored with this at this point. David, I'll ask again. Do you actually believe that or not that Jay Dyer is working with Russians or that the Ortho Bros are part of a Russian conspiracy to destabilize the United States?
I can say the evidence points towards the orthobros being used and manipulated and at some level controlled by Russia. Vast majority of orthobros being completely ignorant of what they're really doing and thinking they're just defending the one true church when they've actually been manipulated and conditioned and programmed to actually go out and do the bidding of Russia. And if you say not Jay's not aware of what he's actually doing, well, then he'd be a useful idiot for Russia. I don't think that Jay's an
no
idiot.
evidence, right?
Oh, all kinds of evidence, man.
None. You
Look what he's
haven't
doing.
provided a single
He's
shred.
doing exactly. If you took everything Dugan and all these other guys said they wanted and stuff like this and rolled it up into a person, it would be Jay Dyer.
No, it wouldn't.
Jay Dyer's type of dude that watched Rocky IV and was rooting for Drago.
Gotcha. All right. Are you all done trying to troll your way out of your L, or is there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, I think the point stands, and it's going to stand for a long time. That
you didn't have any evidence, got wrecked in a debate, and tried to troll your way out of it. I think that will stand for a long time. I agree with that.